One person that we don't usually talk a whole lot about, but I think deserves a lot more attention in narcissistic family is the narcissistic sister. Hi, my name is Dr. Natalie Jones, and I think we need to give the narcissistic sister some attention. Results may vary between all of you depending on if you're a brother or sister to the narcissistic sister. But for many women who have narcissistic mothers, they often have and usually do have narcissistic sisters. And it could look a lot like, I think a story or a fairy tale that portrays this very well is Cinderella and her three stepsisters, where they sort of locked her in. They didn't want her having any sort of attention to the outward world. They didn't want her to have love or, date other men. They just wanted to keep her as a slave and call her ugly and keep her in the worst clothes and things like that, while they all went out and lived this lavish life. And although they were her stepsisters, I think the way that the story portrays, there's this competition a lot of the times when you have a narcissistic sister, whether you realize it or not. There's competition in every capacity. And, she may call herself more attractive than you, but yet she's sort of checking for you at every which way. She's comparing, her lifestyle to yours. She's comparing her looks to yours. And a lot of times, especially when it comes to looks, women could be very vain. And a lot of times, even when it comes to looks, women will break it all the way down. They will look at your hair and compare your hair to theirs. They'll look at your nose, your lips, your feet. They definitely look at your boob size, your butt size, or things like that, because again, women look at things that are that they think will woo or attract other men. And, if you're in a black family, or if you're a person of color that grows up in a family, a lot of times what women will do, and they will get down on you about, again, is very hair texture, colorism. So your color, again, that paper bag test. So how light are you? How dark are you? And if you're darker than me, you're considered uglier than me. And I'm not saying that that's the way I feel, but, some of this stuff can get very, very ridiculous. In terms of how women sort of break things down. And I mean, again, over your clothes, what type of men you attract, so they're looking at like, oh, well, that man's attracted to you. He's attractive. Why is he attracted to you? And, women, again, will try to cut you down in terms of, attractiveness. So your sister may take every opportunity to sort of backbite and remind you of how unattractive or ugly you are in comparison to them. Whether it's true or not, they will continue to play that psychological mind game and will, in a lot of cases, be your very first bully in terms of attractiveness and try to create this thing where you are insecure, where you don't get any opportunities with everybody else. And the opportunities you do have, they are constantly comparing your man or your romantic interest to theirs. Or what do they have? What are they giving you? Why are they giving you that? That, so on and so forth. And while your sister may be breaking you down outwardly, or anything that you have going for yourself, they often want you to align and side with them when it benefits them. So they expect to sort of, again, tear you down, but the minute they need you, they expect you to jump and ask how high you want me to jump so that I could be at your beck and call for everything. And when you're not there, if you're not their lapdog for any small inconvenience, they use that opportunity to keep the score and tear you down and maybe even retaliate towards you at any given moment. And it's almost like they expect you to be a second boyfriend or anything like that, because they want you to be their emotional care bearer, but they also want you to be their punching bag at any opportunity. And women can be very mean, and I've had a post before on relational aggression in terms of how women can be. Narcissistic sisters may also cut you down and be very manipulative as far as as parents go. So they may want to appear to be the most appeasing one, the one who's most aligned with the parents. And so they may throw you under the bus if it means that if that means that you're going to get abused more or more severely. And they may laugh at you getting your punishment, or secretly gloat over you getting more punishment, while they get uplifted on a pedestal. So there's always a competition for them to appear to be better in their parents' eyes and appear to be the favorite, the most beautiful, the most accomplished. Meanwhile, while they put you down. And one of the things that narcissistic sisters will also do is take any opportunity they can to cut you down. So be prepared for those sly comments in front of family members. Be prepared to be belittled. Be prepared for your sister to maybe even compete with you as far as your man goes, or to idolize your man while putting you down, right? Because a lot of these narcissistic women are chasing male validation. They're chasing the male gaze. And if they can punch down on you while getting ahead, trust and believe they will do that. And a lot of times what narcissistic sisters will do was they will idolize their lives and continue to paint themselves to be on a pedestal, right? Like, you always hear about the good things going on in their life, but very seldom will they publicly come out and tell you what's really going on behind closed doors, right? So they will always try to appear to have the best boyfriend, the best husband, the best life. But if in reality they're getting cheated on, or if they're getting, if there's domestic violence or things like that, they're never going to tell you that, because they always want to appear to be better than you. So they will never keep it real. They will never be honest. They will lie to you and they will lie on you, but they expect you to keep coming back for more. And again, the relational aggression is typically very high with narcissistic sisters. And again, that smear campaign where they sort of smut your name up with everybody that they can behind your back, everybody in the family. They try to deter people from liking you or being attracted to you. And then again, they become enraged if people do like you, if people do want to connect with you, and their whole reason is like, why? What does she have? And then if you're our brother, you may also deal with this, where you have a sister that feels like they can control you and infantilize or emasculate you as a man. And so again, they may want to appear to be the omnipresent woman in your life, where you need to check with me first before you're doing anything independent or autonomous. You need to check with me before you decide to go out with somebody. You need to check with me before you before you do anything, really. And so it's almost like they want to be a mother and a girlfriend to a brother as well. And a lot of times narcissistic sisters do tend to have inappropriate relationships. And again, it is possible, and there are some cases in where these women do also sexually abuse their siblings as well. So trigger warning there. I meant to mention that. So if you have a sister that is, even if they don't sexually abuse, they can also appear to be sexually inappropriate by that comparison, that body comparison, sort of squeezing on you in public and drawing attention to how you look and your body features and things like that, also making a mockery of those things and how you appear physically as well.